thing on Vladdy.
So just get in the middle of the order lineup. Like, how is Soler not playing yesterday?
Well, I think
how is he not playing yesterday as a DH?
I think Melvin has been very, and rightfully, unsatisfied with him. I mean, but he had the bases loaded multiple times in the last week and can't deliver. He's right now, he's in the belt zone. And the reason why I call him in the belt zone, he's good for a home run up 7, down 7. But when I have runners in scoring position in a tight game, it feels like he can't deliver right now.
Right. No, well, that's a problem.
So I look at Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who you're referencing, and he's just a good example. 25 years old. He's got 137 career home runs. When you gave A-Rod that mega deal, I'm talking about the Yankees and the Rangers, part of the selling point was this is a guy who has the potential to be a 400, 500 home run guy, and you'll be able to reap the benefits of that when they're in their 30s. Part of the selling point of Albert Pujols when he went to the Angels, hey, maybe he gets to 600 home runs, and you'd be able to profit off that. If I'm looking at a 25-year-old guy who already has 137 home runs, all right, that's almost as many as Posey in his entire career, all right? You're looking at somebody who has 400 to 500 home run potential. So if you give him a 10-year deal, that is a guy that you could plop in the lineup and reap the benefits of selling that to your audience for the next decade. That matters to me. When you put a number 3 or 4 hitter of his magnitude, now when I have a Matt Chapman or a Jorge Soler or even a Michael Conforto, those guys fit better around a center of the order guy. He could play first base. He can DH. I think this is another selling point that the NL didn't have in their back pocket 4 years ago. Having the DH, it makes me feel more bold handing out a decade-long contract, knowing that if there are some leg injuries and he can't play defensively, I could plop him in the DH spot and be able to manage him through 150 games throughout the year. This is a guy right now, and I know you're going through all the advanced numbers. Right now, he's not hitting lefties well. Well, last year, he hit 285 against lefties. Right. If that comes back to fruition, you're looking at a guy who's going to be a mega force. And I think that he fits perfectly in what they want to do. The guy needs a change of scenery. Bring him to the Bay.
Well, my case for him is all those things, right? He's going to hit lefties better at some point. At some point, he will get hot. And over the last month, he's been scorching hot. Scorching hot. Now, the power numbers haven't delivered, but when I look at this ballpark, and what we talked about with this ballpark, why do you need a 50 home run guy? Go gap to gap. Go gap to gap. This guy could go gap to gap. This guy will make this yard look small, but he could also take advantage of all the alleys. He could take advantage of right center, left center. He could go Oppo Taco, may hit a bomb to right field over to Levi's landing here. So what does it take to get a Vlad Jr.? I don't care. The only untouchable to me is Eldridge. And hell, Bryce Eldridge, I don't even know how good he is.
Well, in the right deal.
If you really press me on it, there's not one untouchable in this farm system. That's how I operate. Well, and I get how people want to say you want to hold on to something and he's homegrown, and I get it with Eldridge. I get it. But personally, I'm in the train of I don't give a damn about any of these prospects. Give me major league proven talent any day of the week. And can a guy like Vlad separate you from the pack? Now, you may need a little more. You need Blake Snell to be better. You need the bullpen to be better. You need bullpen's arms to be better. But I thought that was a Farhan specialty, to find bullpen arms. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say this when it comes to the bullpen. The lefty Rogers hasn't given up a run since May 13th, and he's only given up 2 runs since the start of May. So he's been a lot better the last month and a half. Ryan Walker's been really good. Camilo Doval's been okay. I judge him on a higher scale. And then Taylor Rogers has been really good. So some of your bullpen arms have been pitching a hell of a lot better. It's the Luke Jacksons of the world. Luke Jackson, 19 games this year.
Oh, he's been awful.
18 innings, 19 hits, 10 walks, 12 runs.
He's been awful.
For $6.5 million.
He's been awful.
Just so bad. That's a middle infielder.
Awful.
$6.5 million is like a veteran. You can get a Tim Anderson, who hasn't been great, but I'm just saying, like, Luke Jackson's been horrific. So, yeah, they do need to get more pitching. And I heard this article maybe about a week ago, and nobody made anything of it. Camilo Doval was offered a $50 million extension, and he kind of like scoffed at it. I'm going to be honest with you. I like Camilo Doval a lot. I do. I think he's another guy who's a work in progress. Closers, $50 million extensions. How many years was that for?
Was it a 4-year deal? Was it 3? Was it 2? I don't know if they were giving up $25 million a year. I'm not sure how many years that was because I kind of saw it as like, that's interesting. Look, for the right closer, I'd be willing to pay that money. For the right closer. He's got to be nails. He's got to be shut down, locked down. You know what I'm saying? You watch a Clay Holmes yesterday, I don't even think the Yankees would do it. But he's shutting down things in the ninth inning. Now, he did allow a couple singles with 2 outs, but then he struck out Mookie Betts in the game. Helsley for the Cardinals has been dynamic. Munoz for the Mariners has been dynamic. I know where you're getting to, where he's not untouchable, but I'm also not moving him because let's be real, Doval is one of your better bullpen arms. You trade him, who's locking down the ninth inning?
Well, but I think it goes to speak about big picture. Like, when we talk about timelines and value and what you can get back, he's a guy that would net you back a ton. And I know people don't want to hear that. They're like, he's untradeable.
What do you think you really get?
I think every team in baseball is looking for a right-handed power bullpen arm.
What are you getting for him?
I bet you get somebody's top 5 prospect.
For Camilo Doval?
I do think you do, yes. He's under team control for multiple years, and he's going to hit up arbitration after that. I think that he's actually very desirable.
Top 5 prospect for a closer?
Yes, because he's under team control. He's not a guy that's hitting free agency.
Time for the legal.
Love it. What you got? Oh, wait, legal. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in AC1 San Francisco, Odyssey Sports Station, always live on the free Odyssey app. Don't forget, you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter streams, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. Upgrade your savings dividend. Open a First NorCal first-class money market today. What's the particulars, Love, into the contract?
Yeah, just you guys talking about the Doval thing. So at first it was reported the extension was for $50 million. Then Susan Slusser updated the report saying that $50 million was not accurate. The offer to Doval was, quote, closer to what an extension for a pre-arb reliever would have been, although the specific terms of the offer are not clear. So there's an extension offered. It's unclear what the money and the years actually look like.
I just look at the smart teams in baseball. They move off of guys at the appropriate times. When I look at the Milwaukee Brewers, who have been a really smart organization with a very small payroll, they moved off of Hader at the perfect time. The absolute perfect time.
But Hader was there for a long time.
No question. But it just felt like a great deal for them just to move off him when he did. I love Doval. But like here's a hypothetical, right, B? You tell me that you can go get Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and they're saying, yeah, we want X prospects and blah, blah, and we also want Doval. I'm not saying no to that deal. I'm doing that deal. I need a hitter so bad.
I'm not saying no to that deal at all, but I'm also creating another hole in my bullpen.
Which I acknowledge.
Now I make my bullpen that is already weak a lot weaker.
I can't deny
So who
that.
the hell is closing the game in the ninth inning? Randy Rodriguez? Are you kidding me?
Well, no, it would be.
You want to put that kid in that spot?
It would be
Tyler Rogers? Oh, my gosh.
Bonte.
Oh, my gosh.
It'd be closer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
closer by committee? Yeah,
what's he got?
Now you're creating another problem.
Yeah, but what's he got, 10 saves this year?
Doval, but he's your best bullpen guy.
No, I'm not saying that he isn't. I'm just saying, like, big picture, I need a guy to play 150 games in the middle of this order, and a guy like Doval.
I do need Vlad.
A guy like Doval is not untouchable when we're having these conversations, when we're talking about value, and I look at where the team's at in terms of, like, their life cycle. These are the conversations that I believe Farhan should be having.
You can't go, Doval will probably be part of the framework for a deal for Vlad Jr. if you went that route. But I have a hard time believing Doval by himself is getting you back a top 5 prospect. I have a hard time believing that.
I think teams are very desperate when they feel like this is their window, and I look at Baltimore, for example, as a team that has a zillion top prospects, and they're like, this is our window now before we have to start paying everyone.
Like you think Baltimore's giving away Jackson Holiday for Camilo Doval?
Maybe not Jackson Holiday, but they've got multiple middle infielders in there.
Norby's good, too. Westbrook's good. I don't even think you're getting Colton Cowser for Camilo Doval. All right.